Hello, dreamers. Perla here. As always, guys, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So let's go ahead. Before we get started, I want you to say hi to someone. This is Positive Potato. I may be tiny. I may be a tiny potato, but I believe in you. Go do your thing. Say hi to Mrs. I don't know if she's a Mrs. or a Miss yet. We're still talking about that, but she's the new helper. She's gonna be working right here behind the stage on things, keeping everybody motivated from behind. That did not sound right. All right, so let's go ahead. Aries. Aries, there's this energy of letting your, isn't it driving me crazy till I get Miss Potato, Positive Potato situated. Okay. So Aries, there is this space where you are showing up as yourself. And what I mean by that is that radiant, amazing person that you are when you're not even trying. That person that attracts, that person that when you walk into a room, all eyes are on you, all attention is on you. And I love this energy for you because I feel that for a very long time, the way that the energy is coming in, you were somehow trying to dim your own light. You were trying to dim your own light because somebody said something about the way that you naturally are, right? Meaning, when you're together with friends, when you're at parties, whether you go to the movies, whether you go to the store, again, people just gravitate towards you. There's something about you, there's something about your essence, there's something about your spirit, there's something about you that everybody wants a piece of, right? Or everybody wants to be a part of. And somebody was very triggered by this because whoever this person is in your life is somebody that has to do a lot. In order to get some type of attention, has to do a lot in order to be seen. And for you, it comes very easily. Now, I need you to kind of go down this road with me real quick so you can have a better understanding, if not understanding, of what is going on here. This person, when what they said to you, or what was in the lines of what they said to you, because of the attention that you normally get, the way that people normally gravitate towards you, someone told you that you needed to heal something or that you needed to work on something. And I need you to understand that was just a projection of who they are, a projection of what they needed to do. They were putting it onto you as if it was something that you needed to do. You simply exist and people gravitate towards you. Where this person would do things purposely and intentionally to be seen because mm, they lacked that security within themselves. So they constantly needed the outside validation from other people. So one of the things that I really love to do is just observe, right? Whether it's nature, people, um, and we'll go back to nature because it's what I do the most. But you can usually tell when someone is being genuinely, yeah, themselves and are doing things that bring them joy. And when somebody is doing something with the intention of getting approval, with the intention of being seen. And that is kind of like the dynamic of what you're seeing in the space. So this week, as you flow back into the state of just being yourself, allow yourself to embrace and celebrate the space that you take up in places. Allow yourself to celebrate the amount of space that you take, the being the center of attention. And for anybody that is triggered by that, you know what, baby? That sounds like a you problem. Has nothing to do with me. That's the way that you have to look at it. So we have the number 35, lost compass, getting back to integrity. So whenever we talk about a compass, right, it's something that you use, right, to find your way to a place, to a destination or whatever. And you're choosing again to just be yourself. You're choosing to live your life, just as you are, right? Like just as I am showing up. This is me. This is what you get. I am who I am, and that is enough. And and I really, really, really love this energy. I love this energy that you are embodying. And I really invite you to really stay true to yourself and to not ever let anybody tell you that you're taking up too much room. And do not ever dim your light again just to make somebody else comfortable. Okay. Okay. Taurus. Taurus, this week you're going, and I'm gonna invite you because this week is all about invitation. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm just gonna invite you. I'm gonna invite you not to go head to head with somebody. whoever this person is in your energetic field is somebody that this energy feels very combative. It doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you do, this person will go against everything that you say or anything that you do. And this is a very judgmental person. This is somebody that is constantly pointing out your quote unquote sins. And that's the way that is coming up. That is a word that wants to come up. And what is funny to me is the fact that this person has never done any type of like self-reflection, any type of shadow work, anything of that matter. All this person does is again point out what it is that you're doing wrong. And some of you are questioning as to why it is that this person is in your life, or why it is that this person is still present in your life. And as this is going to be like a bittersweet type of realization for you guys. This person is the unhealed version of themselves. And what do I mean by that? This is somebody that again refuses to even acknowledge that like refuses to acknowledge that they have any issues. They have like this, and I'm going to use this, and please try to follow along, this godlike complex where they believe and they feel that they cannot do no wrong because of said beliefs or whatever it is that they follow, whether this is a religion or practice or whatever. They feel like they are above others, and because of this they are very judgmental. But this person is not someone that you can have, hold on guys, because now I have like there's a hair that wants to be like in my face. This is not a person that you can have a conversation with. This is not a person that can follow a conversation. This is a person that whenever they're having a debate or they're having a conversation with someone, when they run out of like the two or three lines that they know, they start to personally attack somebody else, right? Like they start to attack people on their looks and things like that. So I want you to have compassion for this person, and please listen to what it is that I'm saying. This person is there to remind you. They are a physical reminder of what it is when you don't do the work. And as much as we like to believe that we are all here to grow and to evolve, yes, we all have that capacity to do that. We all have that the innate ability within us to do that, but we don't all choose to. Not everybody chooses to do the work. Not everybody chooses to face your shadows, to integrate those shadows, to go into those spaces, and that is okay. It is not meant for them. They don't want to do it this lifetime. They don't have to, right? But we have to learn to see beyond the physical and see the reality of who someone is in your life. And this person is nothing more than that, than the physical manifestation of where you would be if you would not have taken down this path, if you wouldn't have gone down that space to like do the work, to get into those spaces so that you're able to integrate every part of you with whom it is that you are right now. And that's why I say to have compassion. Like, you know, just look at it this way: this person doesn't know any better. And when I say that, please, please, please come to an understanding that that does not mean that you have to keep this person in your life. That does not mean that you have to keep an open dialogue with this person. Have your boundaries and do not cross your boundaries for no one. Whoever again needs an eviction letter from your life, you give it to them. Okay. All right. What is the closing message for Taurus? Covenant, sacred contracts. And as I'm saying that, like, who needs an eviction letter, right? So if we look at a covenant, a sacred contract, the sacred contract between you and this person is that, right? They are the physical manifestation of somebody that's unhealed. And for some of you, maybe getting to realize that, getting to see that is enough to fulfill the contract, is enough to end to fulfill the contract, and the fact that maybe it is time to go your separate ways. Maybe this person doesn't have to physically be in your life anymore. Alrighty? All right. Gemini, I like this for you. There is this space where you guys are coming out of quote unquote like a challenging trial time. And you guys may have kept this like a secret. You may have kept this under wrap, right? For whatever the reason, and there's no shame here. What I'm trying to say is that now that you're moving out of this challenging time, this trial, whatever you want to call it, and you're moving towards your goals, or you're making goals, you're please learn to move in silence. Please learn to move in silence. We sometimes overlook how powerful silence is. The beauty that is in that space, the learning that happens in that space. Oh baby, the manifestation that happens in that space of silence. And I'm inviting you, because again, I feel very generous this week. I am not telling anybody anything. I'm inviting everybody. That's gonna be my word for this week. Inviting. I invite you to please set a goal or set something in motion without having to speak about it. set it in motion. Don't speak about it. Only, and when I say this, if it's something that you're going to do by yourself, you stay silent. It is between you, your spiritual team, and that's it. If it's something that you're going to collaborate with somebody, if it's something that you're going to work with somebody directly, then it's between you, that person, and spirit, your spiritual team. No one, nothing else outside of that. Because if you haven't noticed, people love to celebrate when you have a hard time. There's people in your life that want to come in with the savior complex of like, don't worry, Gemini, I'm here for you, but they're only there for you verbally. They don't really show up, my love. They like it when when you're having a challenging time. They like it when you're going through stuff, baby. And it doesn't make them evil or anything like that. It is just misery loves company. But let you share a plan, a goal, a dream, a desire with the same person, and what do? Oh, that's too much. That's never gonna happen. Baby. Please be aware of who it is that you are sharing your information with. I want to see you win. So if that means that you have to keep something silent until the manifestation of it happens, then you do so. So we have the Crown Games, number 8, right use of powers. Again, I invite you. I'm going to invite you because I'm very generous this week. I'm going to use that one with private clients this week. I'm inviting you. I invite you to go into that space and use that power of silence. And what I mean by that is it's a need to know basis. You know how people say, like in movies and in shows, you be hearing like, oh, it's above your pay grade. Well, what it is that you are initiating, whatever it is that you're going to start working on, whatever project you're launching and stuff like that, it is above anyone's pay grade if they are not directly connected to the manifestation, like the actual physical manifestation of it. Protect that, baby. Cancer, you're in a very like lovey-dovey type of energy. I like this. And if you're single and if you're having issues in your marriage or your relationship, situationship, then this part is not for you. Let's use our what is it? Okay, no, we're not going there, Perla. We are inviting this energy this week. Let's be curious about the things that live in the beyond space, right? So whenever you are choosing to watch any type of intuitive reading, recognize that different people are in different frequencies, and we all pick up from different energies, different again frequency, depending on what it is that we're choosing to do, depending on what the intention is behind the readings, etc., etc. So for those cancers that I'm picking up, this very much feels like a homey, lovey-dovey type of energy. Whether this is romantically, like with just one person, or just being around people, this energy of wanting to be surrounded with family, wanting to be in the space of safety is what I'm picking up. There is one thing that is coming up, and it's like you have been battling the same, and I'm going to call it like this, like the same energy around the same time every single year. What do you mean, Perla? Okay, let's say every November you throw your back. Every March you end up with the flu. I know, like, why am I not getting the flu in September? I don't know, because this is the way that it's coming up, right? Every like every June you end up with like something it's like it's a repetitive thing that happens every year around, like the same energy shows up the same way at the same time every year. And I'm inviting you to ask your body, ask yourself, ask your spirit, where is this coming from? Because I don't necessarily, it almost seems, and again, bear with me, like there is this little trickster, I want to call it a trickster energy, let's just put it that way, that surfaces once a year to at the same time to cause some kind of mischief, right? And then like it almost kind of like it's right there, right there, and by the time you notice, it's gone, if that makes sense. So I'm inviting you this week to be curious, and allow yourself, either when you're going to meditate or when you're going to go to sleep, however it is that you tap into that space, whatever's easier for you, to set an intention to allow this energy to surface up so that you can find it. Because this energy, to be honest with you, just wants to be seen, it wants to be accepted, and it wants to be integrated. And it may be a part of you that you not necessarily are suppressing like on purpose, but that you tend to neglect sometimes from time to time. So like if you tend to during a certain time of the year be a little bit more of a workaholic, right? this is that space, this is that energy within you that is asking you again for more family time, or it's asking your body for more rest, right? And because you are not listening to your body in that way, this trickster energy comes into like, okay, you don't want to listen, we're going to force you, that type of thing. I hope that makes sense. Ms. Zena, can you please stop with the bad? um and I'm gonna say it just because I have kids, and I have dogs. So whether it is like right now, it is the middle of the night. I want to say it's like three something in the morning. I started my day early today, and it's like 3:41 in the morning. And whether it is at 3:41, myself and someone else, like one of my kids, is already up for the day. So it doesn't matter whether I record in the middle of the night, daytime, evening. There's always someone here. So there's always going to be some type of like me talking to the dogs, or me like texting the kids, or whatever it is. Anyways, again, the number 53, the stranger. The stranger is about curiosity in this deck. Let's get curious about this energy. Let's get curious about what this energy, how this energy wants to be integrated into your being, into who you are, and how can it help you moving forward, so that next year around the same time we are in a different storyline than what we normally are in. Okay, okay, baby. Leo, I need. No, I'm not. I don't need, right? Because we're inviting this week. I am inviting you to put yourself first. I am inviting you to give yourself some rest. I'm inviting you to give yourself some space to just be. Whether this is a community that you are a part of, whether this is a something at work or at home or whatever, you tend to overgive and then you feel depleted. This balancing act, excuse me, guys, this balancing act is something that you for whatever the reason this week is becoming, it's just challenging. And maybe there is a dialogue that needs to change, maybe there is a perception that needs some adjustment, because again, our words have powers, and maybe the way that the words that you're choosing to use when it comes to work, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to whatever it is that you're engaging with, um has your spirit feeling like it's overworked or overstimulated, overcommitted. Give me a second. Okay. I'm gonna have to make some tea. Just thought it was early for tea. It's never too early for tea. Don't listen to me. Um. So yeah, there is this sense of like needing to just take a step back this week. And I mean, if you are hosting, let's put it this way, maybe outsource some things. Maybe have like a potluck type of dinner, like Christmas Eve dinner or something. Like, I don't know. There's something here where if you're hosting and you don't watch like your energy level, you don't watch how much you're doing or what it is that you're trying to do, you're not even going to be able to enjoy your Christmas dinner. And you don't want that. You want to be able to, when you sit at that table, you're coming from a place of gratefulness. You're coming from a place of celebrating with your family. And I really, again, some people are like, oh, I don't care what you celebrate. I don't care how you celebrate it. Like I always say, it's like, do you, right? Some years we do nothing like but watch movies and eat Chinese. And other years I want to have like an elaborate freaking dinner where I want to invite everybody, their mother and their neighbor. Um, so again, you do what feels right to you, but please do it from a place of knowing knowing what it is that you can bring to the table, knowing what it is that you can actually execute and actually be happy at the end of the day. This whole thing of like over stressing, like that is one game, that is one game that I'm not willing to play, and it's the stressing myself over someone else's expectations. Like, we're not playing that game, right? If again, if you're hosting or whatever it is this week, be very clear with yourself with what it is that you're willing to commit with, what it is that you're willing to do, and leave everything else, just let it be. Okay, because there is very much this energy this week of like, can as I'm saying that, can we just get some like effing rest? We have the number 25, Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. Your spirit is asking you for this. Your spirit is asking you for this rest, for this renewal. And the worst thing that we can do, or one of the worst things that we can do to ourselves, is when we don't listen to ourselves, right? Because that is just an invitation for chaos. And we don't live in chaos, baby. Yeah, we can thrive in it if it comes. Yeah, I can strap on my boots and you won't even know that there's chaos around me. But if we can choose that soft life, baby, why won't you, right? And let's look at life like that. I'm inviting you to have some rest and renew yourself, right? Thank you, babe. Virgo, Virgo, you are having an unofficial yes this week. Now, there's something revolving around career specifically, Virgo, that you have been waiting for a decision. Again, whether this is like a high, like getting hired somewhere, or something that has to do with like a grant or a business. For some of you, this is going to be within like the legal system. Maybe some of you are going through a divorce and you're getting everything that you want, or maybe there's some other type of legal issue that you're dealing with. But the whole point is that you're getting an unofficial yes from some type of source that is credible. But like instead of like calming you down, now you're excited, but then you're also like a little anxious. So what do I mean by that? Many years ago, when I took the NCLEX, which is the nursing test to get licensed, right? After you're done with school, you got to prove that you learned something. When I took the test, I I got an email. Well, I think it was like that. I think no, I think I checked, and there was this thing that you could pay. I think it was like $20 or something like that to get an unofficial um result, whether pass or fail, right? So that you didn't, because it takes a couple of, I don't know if it took weeks or whatever to get like the official results. But I remember I was at the Big E with family, and I remember pausing and checking, and I remember like freezing in that moment as I'm checking, and I see the word pass. I'm like there was this moment and the sight of relief, and I run up to my then husband, so my ex-husband, and I'm like, telling him, and I'm like super excited and all of this stuff. And my sister-in-law was there, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, yeah. And then, like, as soon as that initial excitement passed, I started to freak out, because then I was like, what about if the official, like, the official, like, results say that I fail? What about if the quick calculation miscalculated something? And then I was like, no, you need to, like, relax, like, you pass, like, just wait until you get, like, the real results, right? And it's almost kind of like that energy, like you're getting an unofficial yes to something that either has to, it is definitely relating or surrounding the energy of work, like workspace, your path, your career, whatever you want to call it. But there is an unofficial yes coming. And I would just, if I were you, Virgo, celebrate that and don't doubt it so much, is what I'm asking you. Don't doubt it. So we have here the dream thief, refusal of the call, number 13. So again, some of you, whether it is because this is something that has been coming, or something that you have been like a long time coming, is what I wanted to say, or something that you have been working on for a very long time, is like the finally getting the yes, or finally getting something approved, uh may feel surreal, right? If this is an illegal aspect, then some of you, again, it's like your case or your whatever is like the exception to something where um either the case, like you got your yes a lot quicker than people in similar situations would get. So why is this dream thief coming? This dream thief is this energy of whenever there's any doubt, or whenever there's any questioning, as if something is going to be revoked, and you're being asked to release that energy and not to allow this energy to take any type of space in your mind and your thoughts. This is yours. This is happening, and no one is coming to take this away from you. And you have to know that. You have to believe that, and you have to know it, like, within you, that yes, this may seem surreal, this may seem like it is all a dream, and like everything happened way too fast, but it happened, and your yes is here, Virgo. Love you guys. Libras, hi loves. You guys are having a really good week this week. I am going to be here to celebrate for you. I'm here to celebrate with you, is what I should say, not for you. I am going to be cheering you on. There is this energy of liberation and independence that is coming over a situation that you thought you were never going to see the end of. Now, whether this is financially, like things are getting back into place, whether this is, finally getting back to yourself after a breakup, whether this is like finally starting like a new job or whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. It's just this energy. So wherever it is that you are liberating yourself, wherever it is that you are gaining that independence in your life, I want you to know, we're not doing that, Perla. We are inviting this week, because we're generous. So I am inviting you this week, Libra, to take a moment breathe, and allow yourself to celebrate this. Allow yourself to enjoy this. Allow yourself to be filled with gratitude, however it is that you give gratitude to, however it is that you celebrate your wins. This feels very much like something done in private. This feels very much like something between you and yourself. This moment that I'm inviting you to have with yourself, of celebration. It is, again, this is something that has been, has, you have been, you may have avoided, let's put it this way, you may have avoided the work that needed to be done in this space for an extended period of time. But when you decided to address this space in your life, when you decided to address this thing in your life, you went to work, and you got shit done. And I love that. I really love that. That you came in with no BS, with nothing, and you're just like, you know what, we are getting this. We're getting this done. Is what I'm picking up. And that's exactly what it feels like. We have the fortune's wheel, luck and right timing, and that's exactly what it feels like. Like, it may feel like this week you're very lucky. It feels like this week everything, every step that you're taking is always divinely guided. But a lot of the times we fail to see that, right? But you're realizing that every step that you've taken in the past, every step that you're taking in this current moment is divinely guided. And it's not only until something good happens, I use the quotations, right, that we realize that. But even in those challenging times in the past, those steps that you were taking, that walk that you were doing, my love, was divinely guided. And I need you to, again, take a moment and allow yourself to celebrate and embrace that space with yourself. This is not something, again, the celebration that I'm inviting you to have, I want you to have with yourself, whether you put on some music, whether you are crying of gratitude. And I'm not asking you to do like a 20-minute ritual or anything like that. I'm just asking you to I'm inviting you to sit with yourself and just allow yourself to be in that present moment and embrace it. Okay. Scorpios, hello, baby. And I'm gonna start off the reading with this, and you may take it as you may. I'm inviting you to take it as you may, because this week it's all about invitation. That's Perla's model for this week. I'm inviting everybody to everything. Um, I'm inviting you to be aware of your, like the scorpion, how they have that little tail stinger, doo, 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 doo. And sometimes, Scorpio, you will, to get your point across, or whatever it is, you like to sting other people, right? Whether they're deserving or not, that is irrelevant. What I'm trying to say is, whenever you've done that, it seems like you end up stinging yourself at the same time. So I'm inviting you this week to ask if taking revenge, or if trying to do something to someone, or etc., is even worth it. um is this person even, what is the word that I'm looking for, like, is what you're doing even really affecting this person, is the way that I want to word it. You're in this moment where you're shedding your old life, and you're questioning some of the choices that you've made in the recent past, and these choices, I feel oof, calm down. You have been questioning certain choices, whether it was a move, whether it is relationship. And again, relationships can be platonic or romantic. Again, there has been a series of things that have happened in the last couple of months, and you have been revisiting them, or there's something in your spirit nudging you to revisit, or to ask yourself, why this person, why this location, why this, why that. And there's a glimpse of, like, you almost looking, like, if you're looking through, like, your rear view mirror, right, when you're driving, and you can see the car behind you. And that's kind of like what you're doing. You're looking at what it is that you walked away from, what it is that you left behind, and there is some anger or some resentment that lives in that space, that you want to prove a situation, you want to prove something to somebody from the past. But what is interesting in this dynamic is that you have people around you that are also concerned about the same situations, about the same person, about the same choices that you've made. And they have vocalized, or they're trying to vocalize the concern that they have. And that is making you like double down more on sticking with a decision that just doesn't feel like is in alignment with you. There is a huge thing here, Scorpio. And again, we all have our thing. In this journey, we all have these spaces. So again, this is not about, this is not about judgment or anything like that. It's just about bringing something to light so that you can go into that space and do the work that you need to do, because the work you need to do to deal with this energy is not the same work that I had to do or that anybody else has to do, right? There is this space um of failure. Excuse me, let me drink some water. You have a hard time accepting and acknowledging when you failed at something, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it is a hobby or something. You go into a space of like deflecting, and this shield of like not wanting to take accountability. So I am inviting you this week to see what it would feel like to allow yourself to sit with that energy and with that space of failure, right? Because it's just nothing more than a perception of the of of these standards that you have put into place, right? Or other, like, society, etc., has put into place when it comes to your life. And see what that feels like. See what that feels like. See what that space reveals to you. Because again, you're kind of like in this crossroad of continuing with a path, a choice that you recently have made that is going to be very self-destructive if you continue on in this path, or take a moment, or in that moment of clarity, I should say, Scorpio, see what lives within that space. And we have the drifter, experiencing life as it comes. When I think of like a drifter, right? There is no set goal, there is no set purpose. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's also this space of when what is it like, there is the way that this energy specifically is coming in. It's like there's no solid foundation. So it feels very much like you're constantly trying to, the choices that you've made in the past to build a solid foundations have not worked for you. And right now, the spirit is showing you like what one of those choices are, or what those choices look like when you initiate, like during the initial time, like when you first choose them, or you choose that step or that path, and how that feels in your body, how that shows up like in your psyche and like your mental state and things like that. And some of you, again, are wanting to prove someone wrong, are wanting to prove someone like that you've made it, or that you're, I don't know, there's an illusion here that you're trying to create for someone. And baby, I just want to tell you, Scorpio, this person is not even watching. This person is not even watching. So I need you to pull yourself out of, and I'm not inviting you, I need you to pull yourself out of this self-destructive energy, because we're past that, Scorpio. You need to be past this energy at this point. Okay, you've learned this lesson, you've been in this energy and this space before. If you sit with yourself for a couple of minutes, you'll recognize that you recognize these energies, and you can pull yourself right out of them. Alrighty, babe, love you guys. Sagittarius, you guys have been having a really good last couple of weeks. I really excuse me, I really love the energy that you guys have been embracing. This week, you're picking up momentum again on something, whether this was a project that you kind of like, took a couple of days away from, or something of that matter. There's something that you have up your sleeve that you're testing, is what I'm picking up. You're testing something on someone, on a group, or whatever it is. Maybe this is if you have your own business, like a product, something that you're launching, or something that is in a testing stage. And it's either people are hearing about it and people want to be a part of it, if that makes sense. There is a situation in your life, and again, that There was a situation in your life, like this may have been in the recent past, like within the last month or so, where somebody put you in a third party situation. And before you come at me, it doesn't have to be like a romantic thing. This could have been like someone said something, like somebody like, you know, someone told somebody something that you supposedly said, and they try to drag your name into a situation with themselves and another person, so you are the third party in the situation. This could have been at work or something like that. Whatever it was is like you made the choice to walk away from these two individuals. Like you didn't sweat it, you didn't anything, you just kind of like looked at them and walked away. Why is this resurfacing for you? um and I don't know if you're already picking up on this energy or whatever. These two these two individuals want to have a conversation with you. There is whether it's like an apology, like it feels weird because it's not necessarily one of those like I'm sorry. It's like they want to defend their course of action. And spirit is reminding you during this time that if you don't want to allow these people to have a conversation with you, if you don't want to allow these people into your life, you don't have to. You don't have to, Sagittarius. You don't have to listen. You don't have to accept an apology. You don't have to open up the space. You don't have to create the space for these people. You walked away for a reason, and there's nothing wrong with you standing with that decision. We have the number 8, the crown games, right? Use of power. Um, there is a sense here that again you may have been picking up on the energy that one of these individual is going to contact you in some shape, in some way, in some form, to try to get you to agree to meet with them and have a conversation. You do with that information whatever you may, my love. Just know that you are not obligated just because somebody wants to apologize to listen. You're not obligated that just because somebody wants to see you to show up. You get to decide. The same way that you decided to walk away from the situation, whether this was romantic or platonic, is the same way that you get to choose now whether you re-engage with this energy or not. Okay, love? Capricorns, hi baby. Um you Capricorns. Your name is being whispered in places that you have never stepped foot in. Your name is being whispered by people that you didn't even know existed. Jealousy is a very self-destructing energy. Again, in my opinion, you are invited to look at it in a different way, my love. You have sparked some type of jealousy within a group of people. And I have to laugh at this because if this is friends or I don't like, even as I say that, like my mouth doesn't even want to say those words, family. Like it's just like like come on, like let's just move past these energies, babes. Like what? What? Like anyways, you've sparked these energies, this energy, excuse me, of jealousy within a specific group over the beautiful unfolding of life in your life right now. Um, it just seems Capricorn during this week specifically, not just this week. Like I feel like the last couple of weeks there has been a lot of moving parts in your game that have excuse me, that has moved you forward in the game at such a rapid pace, and there is no hiding this outcome, right? You may have moved, you may have gotten a new job, maybe you purchased a house, maybe your relationship, moved to the next level, whatever it is. Like whatever it is, whatever wins, because it's not just one thing. There isn't it feels like a very much like an abundance. It's like Christmas, like Santa Claus really showed up for you this year. And I don't care whether you believe in Santa or not. We're just using it as an example, guys. Santa Claus got everything on your checklist this year. There was no you need to wait for it, no you need to have patience, no in the right timing. Like no, everything that you put in that list that you wanted, you got. And everyone is seeing it. This is not something that you can hide. So there are very tangible physical things that have come in, and some of you have shared it with certain people, and some people have just found out from people that you've shared it with. But regardless of anything, this isn't this is mira, you know what you say? This is something. It's like a, I don't know if it's just a Dominican thing. When somebody would say something like, "Oh, your baby's so cute," this and this and this, we would say "chupale el culito." You could look for the translation, "chupale el culito," and it was always said as a form of like protection over that child, or protection over yourself, or whatever, when somebody gave you a compliment. Because again, somebody can say something with their mouth like, "Oh my god, congratulations, oh my god, this, that," and it sounds like a compliment, but it vibrationally, so like, this is the word that they're using, and this is a vibration. It vibrationally, they are in the state of jealousy, in the state of envy. What is gonna come through is not the words, it's the vibration that is behind it. And that's pretty much what it feels like here, where some of you are not even necessarily sharing everything good that is happening for you, but just like the glow, let's put it this way, the glow of the abundance, the glow of all of your manifestations is showing, whether it is like just by somebody looking at you, or whatever it is, the way that you're carrying yourself, whatever, like there's something different, and people can notice it, people can see it, but it's inciting this jealousy with people, and you're just like, nah, I'm not having that. Like, you're not. We have the number 34, lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. And I feel that for you, Capricorn, you have always, like, even if you're not 100% sure where this wisdom is coming from, or these nudges, these intuitive guidance, etc., you always follow them. And because of that, it's almost kind of like you're being, again, you're being gifted. And I know that it sounds weird, like, oh, gifted. Like, yeah, you did the work, you did everything, and now you are let's put it that way. You're reaping the rewards of all the work, all the sacrifice, all the late nights, all the hours away from home, whatever it is, all the bad relationships, everything. You're reaping the rewards of all the work that you've put in any of those forms. Aquarius, someone it's just the way that it's coming through, guys. Um, someone is like running away from you. And it's funny because the way that it's coming up is like somebody tried, and somebody tried, and somebody, like, tried and fucked around and found out, is what I'm picking up. Somebody tried to come at you, somebody tried to, I don't know, like, this feel like, if this feels like a very like combated energy, an energy of someone wanting to like outshine you. It's so weird, guys. But they seem to be running for the hills, they seem to be running away. And it's funny because it's not necessarily something that you did. This is like on a whole nother level. This part of this reading is definitely going to resonate for those of you that are very, like, how do I word that, that are very connected to your spiritual team, in the space of like, exactly who you are invoking when you're doing certain things, who it is that you're invoking, like when you leave your house, when you're in the car, when who you have to invoke when it comes to the land, and all of these things. And there is an energy of someone, like energy. And again, I need you to, I'm inviting this week, I'm inviting you this week to kind of follow along. There's somebody that is maybe coming at you in this reality, but they get scared in the spiritual realm. Is what I'm picking up. It's like your spiritual family is the one that shows up for you, and this person doesn't really have an understanding of what it is that is happening. All they know is that all of a sudden they wake up one day and they're afraid of you, and they're backing away. And if you know, um if you know, that when it comes to following a specific path, or when you take what you do seriously and you honor who you are, your spiritual team doesn't play around about you. Your spiritual team doesn't play about you. And that's pretty much what is happening. Again, I feel like this reading is going to be for a very few selective of you. And you have been aware, you are aware of what this person is trying to do, like in the 3D, and you have not you haven't you haven't done anything like physically, like in the sense like when this person came or did or whatever it was, you were just like, you know what, spiritual team, time to work. And that's it. Like that's all you said was like, time to work. I don't got time for that. I'm busy with this right here. And this person is getting scared too. Like they are like turning around and running in a different direction. We have the closing door completion, and we have 58 vanishing mirror. Vanishing mirror. Whatever it was, whatever this person's intention was to bring you down or whatever it was, this isn't working, baby. You're getting scared to share. No, not you. I mean the person that is coming at you, Aquarius, and you're just sitting there like, well, you should have thought about it twice before coming at me. And again, it is not coming from the space of, you know, you thinking that you're better than them or anything like that. It's like you are on your path. You are doing what you are supposed to be doing, and one of and I don't know if this is one of the agreements that you have or however it is that you want to word it, but you're showing up, you're doing your purpose, and therefore your spiritual team is keeping you, like your energetic field and stuff like that, protected. I love that for you guys. Pisces. Pisces, you're ready to start the new year. You're ready to go into the new. You are excited about where it is the life is headed. You are excited about the new things that are coming your way, the new things that you want to try. You're very optimistic during this time, and I really love this energy because again, I feel like there was a past few year for the past few years, anyways. Pisces, you guys had it rough. It just felt like it was one challenge after the next, and you have finally broke free from that. Now, my question is, I am inviting you to ask yourself, can you can you point to what exactly made that shift for you? Um, because some of you are not giving yourself enough credit for the work that you've put in. You're not giving yourself enough credit um for the steps or for the tools, like for the step that you've taken or the tools that you've used to get yourself to this place. And this is very much this energy of the words, changing changing the dialogue, like the outer dialogue that you used with yourself, and changing the internal dialogue with yourself. And I need, no, we're saying we don't need this week, Perla. We are inviting, I am inviting you to please take a moment and celebrate how far you've come. Please take a moment and sit in that space of like, wow, I did that. Like I went into that space, I did that, I did the work, I showed up for myself, and here I am reaping reaping the rewards of what that looks like. um the card that is here is the falling angel. The spiritual narcolepsy is was underneath it, so we ended up having two cards, and then we have the watchers, the transpersonal. And the reason why I'm playing this card here is because I feel that during those times, during those years where things were very challenging, this is very much what it was. And I always like sometimes chuckle when I see this picture because again, if you follow my other page, I talk about openly about my the diagnosis of narcolepsy with cataplexy that I live with. And narcolepsy is not a word that you see written very often in different places, so I always kind of chuckle. But there is this space where this very much looks like the spiritual narcolepsy, this falling asleep of your spirit, this falling asleep of how to utilize certain tools and things like that, was something that was just it for you, right? And right now, you again, it's like you have awakened from this sleep, this irregular sleep, or this it's like you regulated your spiritual clock, and you've regulated it to a point where now, again, you are excited and optimistic, and you are so ready to go ahead and leap into what 2026 has for you. And I really love this energy, and I'm inviting you to embrace it, to embrace yourself, and to give yourself a pat in the back for all the work that you have done, my love. Is all I have for you.